Hey, welcome back to Matt again. My name is Rampage and this is Gaming News. Now, I'm going to start doing this kind of thing now where I just do a video and it's going to be like 3 to 5 articles at once, because the only reason why I want to start doing this is because there's been so much news that I haven't actually covered, and I want to sort of get that out the way, and I feel that I could do that without, just putting out like several videos that aren't really very long on one subject, and this way I can get a lot more done. But anyway, the first article is Arkham Knight PC DLC delayed while Rocksteady fix the game. So apparently the Batgirl DLC that is supposed to be coming out, or was supposed to come out 2 days ago, 14th of July, is not coming out for PC until the game is fixed. Now, if you aren't aware, well, the PC version of Batman Arkham Knight runs like shit, it looks like shit, and there's a 30 FPS lock. And on top of that, there's like, at the time of making this, I think that they've added in the water effects or something like that to Batman or something, I don't know. I haven't really gave too many shits after I did a first impressions video, which will be somewhere up there, if you want to go check that out. If you don't, however, let's read the last bit of the article, because the first bit is just like, oh, we want to do stuff better, blah 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 blah, blah, don't care, because it's just full of fluff, really. Anyway, our continued focus on getting the right PC fixes in place for the main game has had an impact on the development of the DLC, of all DLC content for the PC version of the game. Shouldn't it be done by now? I swear it should be done by now. So, how is that hindering the DLC creation? Anyway. This means that the Batman Arkham Knight Batgirl, A Matter of Family DLC will not be available on July 14th. For those who are currently playing the PC version of the game, we apologize for the delay and only want to make sure that any content that we offer is up to the standards that PC players expect. Yet you delay it. This is a real pain in the ass, because what about those people that actually bought the DLC on PC? You know, regardless of whether they are not playing it or they are playing it, people that already bought the DLC would expect the DLC on time. You know, if you pay for a product for a platform and it's supposed to come out and apparently it's not, you would feel like, what is happening with my money then? Is it worth it still? Do I get a discount? Do I get money back at any point? Because, you know, if you aren't able to play the game, right, or in this case the DLC, because it's not out yet, but you've paid for it because they've screwed up the game that you initially bought, then I would expect, as a PC player, that there would be some kind of, I don't know, credit given to the owner, or maybe a discount, or just something, at least for future players, you know? Or at least give PC players that have that DLC content something extra, you know, for their patience, really. But it doesn't really feel like Warner Brothers actually wants to do that, and in turn, what? You knew about these issues, you're trying to just blow them off as if you didn't really know that this was actually occurring, and you haven't updated us since. Like, okay, how well is the PC performance now? Are the performance fixed? They say that they have a few performance fixes in place right now that make the game run a bit better. Okay, can you roll them out in a fucking beta form, at least? You know, these people that have bought the game deserve that. They deserve to be able to be a part of that process where, you know, they can help you notify issues better than they can, apparently. You know, any sort of beta process that is public will flood the forums with issues or just potential fixes on how to get around certain problems. But apparently, Warner Brothers just wants to keep this in-house for some unknown reason. I would prefer to be able to have a beta option to help them in any fashion, because that's the way I am. If I see an issue or a problem with a game, I want it to be fixed. I still have issues with crashing with The Witcher 3. None of the developers care. I even sent a support ticket to them, and their response was, "It must be your computer." How come it's only your game that's crashing? And it's my computer. Yeah, okay. Anyway, the next article is Dead Island 2 split was caused by conflicting visions, Yager CEO says. So if you aren't aware, Yager is not making, or currently not making, Dead Island 2. Now, apparently, both Deep Silver and Yager had completely different views or different opinions about how the game should be created or how the game should be presented, right? So with that said, I'll read a bit of the quote, because I also have an article on this, just a bit of a plug. We work closely with international publishers and partners and have at the same time always remained an independent development studio. This is from someone, I think, yeah, it's the CEO of Yager. They don't have their name until later, so whatever. Our team is made of the best creative minds and tech specialists who all share a common identity, Yager CEO Timo Ullman said in a statement. The team worked with enthusiasm to take Dead Island 2 to a new level of quality. However, Yager and Deep Silver's respective visions of the project fell out of alignment, which led to the decision that has been made. And then they sort of like give themselves a bit of a plug for their latest game, which should be coming out. I think, yeah, it's a capital ship combat simulator, whatever that means, called Dreadout. No, not Dreadout, Dreadnought. I don't know where I get the Dreadout from, but it's probably because I still haven't finished Act 2 for that game yet. Whoops. But yeah, they also say that Dreadnought will be presented at Gamescom, so okay, if you're looking forward to a multiplayer, I don't know, spaceship combat game, then yay. This next article is a little bit strange, and I think disrespectful. It's official, no Kojima on Metal Gear Solid 5's box. Now, if you don't know who Kojima is, he is the guy behind the Metal Gear franchise. He was the guy, I'm pretty sure, that designed, made the game, or what have you, or the franchise at least. And his name has been removed. And that is because, you know, Kojima and Konami had a falling out, where I think Konami and Kojima aren't really like apart now, so I don't know what Kojima's going to do. Konami, just why removing his name from the game that he helped create? You know, they've also removed, I think, Kojima Games as well, or whatever the hell they're called. I think it's Kojima Productions. Yeah, Kojima Productions. Okay, so that's a company that he owns or is the CEO of, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know, I find it a little bit strange that they've removed his name and his company. If they were the ones creating or being a part of that development, shouldn't they still be getting credit for it, regardless of the falling out? That's how I see it, and a lot of other people probably would as well. So, I don't know, let me know what you think about that, and whether it's appropriate for Konami to remove the name and the business from the actual box itself. I think it's incredibly disrespectful, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, let's get into hardware news, shall we? So, this article is EVGA releases dual BIOS GeForce GTX 980 Ti classified. That is a fucking name and a half, not gonna lie. So, apparently, this graphics card is for extreme overclockers that has 2 BIOSes, and the benefits for 2 BIOSes is if you brick one BIOS, you could switch to the next one and reflash the first BIOS. I don't know if you could do that with a single BIOS graphics card because I haven't ever bricked a card yet. Find some wood. None of this is wood. Oh, this is. Don't worry. Shh, don't worry. But anyway. So, yeah, that's basically the benefits for dual BIOS. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below on a single BIOS. I don't know if you can fix a bricked BIOS. Can you reflash them? Anyway, this card also offers overclockers a 14+3 power phase design, dual 8-pin power inputs versus 6-pin plus 8-pin on the, I think, reference card or the other one that's not classified or something. And for added power delivery, a pre-installed backplate to help dissipate more heat. Yep, that's obviously what it's for. It's not there because, you know, to keep the card straighter at all. Nah, not at all. That's not the primary purpose. Memory MOSFET or MOSFET? I'm going to go with MOSFET. Cooling plate, or MMCP, to reduce MOSFET temps by up to 13%. That's okay. What's the normal temperature? And what is their temperature? No idea. Apparently it's 13% better. Optimized straight heat pipes. Aren't heat pipes somewhat curved though? Maybe the heat pipes go like horizontally. There's no pictures. Not even loading the page, so I'll just continue with the next article, I suppose. Oh no, I'll go through the base clock and boost clocks. Okay, so the GPU's base and boost clocks that shouldn't be bundled in one. It should be GPU's base, tell us, boost clock, tell us, not tell us at the end. Anyway, 1190 megahertz, I'm assuming is the base clock. And what? 1291 megahertz, up from 1000 and 1075 on the reference cards. That's a decent 190 megahertz bump, which is okay. Yeah, it's going to give you a little bit of a bump in performance, but not too much. It might give you like, I don't know, this is obviously an estimate off the top of my head, maybe between 3 to 6 frames per second better. But if you are getting like, say, 55 frames per second normally, and you get this card, and that is the, you know, the difference between this card and a reference, then yeah, you could probably see yourself around 58 to 60 frames per second now, which is pretty good. But depending on what the actual price is in Australia, apparently the price is 700 MSRP. So let me just see if we can actually buy it here in Australia right now. GTX 980 Ti. And, oh yeah, we can get it. I don't know if this is the right one though. Oh, there's two of them. Super clocked. And then with the, yeah, super clocked and then super clocked plus. Oh, let's pay $30 for an overclock. Okay, so the page loaded. Yeah, okay, so it is. Okay, so the others aren't actually the classified version, but they're the super clocked version. Oh, fair enough then. Like, EVGA has so many variants for their graphics cards, it is ridiculous. Like, this one that I'm talking about is the EVGA GeForce GTX 980 Ti classified ACX 2.0 Plus. Yeah, that's not a long name at all. Okay, so the final article is the ASUS unveils armor-protected STRIX GTX 980 Ti graphics card. So this is the graphics card that I personally did an article on, and I think it's actually pretty decent. I have no idea, like, I'm going to say this because in this article because I didn't mention it before, but I have no idea what the 12+2 or 14+2 power phase design means. Or 14+3, excuse me, for the EVGA card. I'm going to admit it, I have no idea what that means. I assume, like, better power delivery, how? Like, what's it doing to the graphics card to actually benefit in any fashion? No idea. I'm not going to hide from that. But anyway, this card is apparently 30% cooler when compared to reference, and it is 220% bigger, or has a 220% bigger cooling surface area. Okay, because those massive heat pipes, not gonna lie, but they are pretty beast mode. Like in the press release, it's like, oh, there's one 10mm heat pipe. That fucking bottom one looks like it's pretty huge too, mate. So there's 2 at the bottom there. So I'm thinking 3 heat pipes that might be 10mm, or at least the longer one at the bottom is 10mm. I think it appears to be. I have no idea if it is. At the top, there's also one, I believe. Let me suss the images again. Yeah, there's like a little loopy bit at the top there. But yeah, it looks really good. The back side of the card looks more clean and stuff without the back plate. I'm not really a big fan of the back plate because it's got like a huge cutout with this like red thing there. I would prefer if these guys, ASUS in this case, would go back to what they were doing before with the GTX 980 or most other cards that had a back plate with them previously, where the actual backplate is sort of incorporated into how the actual cooling, I don't know what they call that, like the cooling thing on the actual graphics card is sort of incorporated into the backplate. So I don't know. This time around, it's like a separate thing, like it's just screwed onto the PCB itself rather than, you know, actually keeping the cooler in place this time. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. My name is Rampage. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.